In the 15 years since the nuclear age began, there has been a great emphasis on mobility for the ground forces. The goal of the Army is to achieve 100% air and vehicle transport. Having soldiers walk into combat is a tactical limitation the nation can no longer afford. Achieving this goal will require vehicles capable of full mobility. At the same time, vehicles must be durable, reliable, and maintainable. Realizing this need, in 1959, Chance Vaught started development of an articulated wheeled vehicle concept. It was designed to provide cross-country capability over rough terrain. It was named Gamma Goat. Designed primarily around off-the-shelf hardware, it is powered by an 80-horsepower air-cooled engine. The vehicle is approximately 16 feet long, 6½ feet wide, 4½ feet high, slightly larger than an American compact car. Developed solely with Vaught funds, this prototype vehicle rolled out of the shop in the fall of 1960. The vehicle is composed of two bodies, the front tractor body and the rear carrier body. These are connected by an articulation joint that permits them to arch vertically and independently, as well as rotate with respect to one another. Hence, they are free to individually conform to all types of rough terrain and still maintain a low ground profile. The rear wheels of Gamma Goat control the attitude of the rear body. The center wheels are free to pivot around a fore and aft axis independent of either body, thus seeking their own ground position independently. The front wheels control the attitude of the tractor. As a result, all 6 wheels contact the ground, and full wheel traction is achieved under the most adverse terrain conditions. The Goat has 15 inches of underbody ground clearance instead of the usual 9 to 12 inches. Lateral pivoting of the rear carrier is not provided. This prevents jackknifing on slippery ground and results in the rear carrier acting as an integral part of the vehicle and not just as a powered trailer. Starting from the ramp of a C-119, let us follow the Gamma Goat and see its capability in the field. Its extremely low silhouette affords excellent concealment protection during cross-country operation. Perhaps the most dramatic method of demonstrating rough terrain performance is in comparison to a classic Army vehicle, the 2½ ton 6x6. A 60% incline with a rough surface is climbed by the Goat with ease. Despite its admirable features, the 2½ ton truck loses traction early in the slope and is unable to make the grade. The constant enemy of men who fight on the ground is mud. This marsh quickly mired the truck. The tires spin ineffectually in the axle-deep mud. In this type of environment, the Goat can perform well with a full load of combat personnel. One unique capability, climbing an almost vertical incline, is made possible because of the imaginative articulated body action. All of these tests have been done with a normal 2,500-pound payload. The vehicle operated by service personnel without any prior training or checkout. The 4-speed transmission, transfer box, and differential are essentially the same as the M38A Korean Jeep. The light 3,100-pound weight of the vehicle makes it ideal for airlift and air drop, even with full payload. The Gamma Goat has a 1,000-mile on-highway range due to an 80-gallon fuel capacity in the tractor body. This is equivalent to approximately 400 miles of off-the-highway range. Highway speeds of 50 miles per hour provide a versatile vehicle not restricted to slow, off-the-road speed. The vehicle has oversized tires for its weight. With these tube tires, the off-highway tire pressure is 12 pounds per square inch. This provides substantially increased traction and drawbar pull, tested at 4,700 pounds on concrete, and results in a high degree of off-road mobility. The Gamma Goat is completely amphibious. Its light gross weight and sealed body give good flotation characteristics. Speeds up to 5 miles per hour are possible on inland waters. The large wheels are very effective for vehicle steering in water, eliminating the need for a rudder and separate steering mechanism. In these scenes, the vehicle is ballasted with its normal 2,500-pound payload. One of the most significant features of the Goat is the multi-purpose detachable carrier body. Only one standardized tractor is required. This tractor can be combined with any of several different basic carrier bodies, which are adaptable to a large number of superstructures to fulfill specific tactical missions. For example, the rear body on the prototype is a general-purpose cargo personnel carrier, which could be easily modified by individual kits for use as a weapons or litter carrier. A longer, narrower rear body can be coupled to the same tractor body for use as a missile transporter launcher. In addition, this detachable feature permits the tractor body to be used for separate missions after it has already delivered a loaded rear body to its tactical position. The attachment of the bodies can be made by one man using quick-acting mechanical disconnects. Four-wheel steering is provided to give a short turning radius of 20 feet. The front and rear wheels are mechanically connected through the articulation joint to give this coordinated steering. In January 1961, Gamma Goat left the Vought plant in Dallas and started on a demonstration tour to various Army installations. The purpose of the demonstration tour was to obtain comments and recommendations on the vehicle characteristics. Vought feels strongly that only by working with the men in the field who will use Gamma Goat can valid further development of the vehicle take place. At the first stop, Fort Benning, Gamma Goat demonstrated its performance on their standard vehicle testing course. This was the first public appearance of the Goat, and it attracted a great deal of interest. This course demonstrated the ability of Gamma Goat to perform under conditions which simulate the environment the Army feels their vehicles will encounter. The Goat successfully climbed a 60% slope, traversed a series of loose earth mounds, forded a mud pond, passed through a log obstacle course, climbed a 30-inch vertical wall. Gamma Goat was the only vehicle that could pass all of these tests. A 3/4-ton truck was hopelessly bogged down by the mud obstacle. A Jeep experienced great difficulty with the loose earth, would not attempt the mud or vertical wall. Actually, no other vehicle even attempted all of the obstacles. This initial demonstration of Gamma Goat proved to be a complete success. It also gave many military personnel opportunity to get first-hand experience with its unique capabilities. Following Fort Benning, the vehicle journeyed to Fort Knox, Kentucky for demonstrations to the Armor Board. Excellent conditions were available for demonstrating the capabilities of the Goat in a combination of mud and rough terrain. Here, the tractive effects of the large, low-pressure tires, the six-wheel drive, and the all-wheel ground contact can be seen. Without any preparation, the vehicle proceeded to a lake and demonstrated maneuverability in water. At the conclusion of the Fort Knox demonstrations, the vehicle moved on to the eastern seaboard states, where its first stop was at the Continental Army Command, Fort Monroe, Virginia. It was the first opportunity for the Goat to operate in salt water. In these scenes, the vehicle demonstrates its swimming maneuverability in Chesapeake Bay, particularly emphasizing its short turning rate. The next stop was a demonstration for the Marine Corps. At Quantico, Virginia, the Goat was subjected for the first time to operations under severe winter conditions. During this demonstration, the area was experiencing one of the coldest winters and heaviest snowfalls in history. The vehicle demonstrated its sure-footedness in snow-covered, rough terrain. These scenes also dramatically show the articulating system at work. Gamma Goat moved further north to Fort Belvoir. At Belvoir, the Goat was driven over a rock-bed creek. It traversed dirt mounds, which again illustrated the six-wheel traction made possible by the articulating system concept. The next stop of the tour was at the Ordnance Tank Automotive Command in Detroit, Michigan. At OTAC, as in all previous stops, the turnout of observers was very gratifying. Comparative slope operations were conducted using the versatile experimental Super Mule. In these scenes, the Super Mule experiences difficulty in providing the traction needed to traverse the 60% grade. This same grade was negotiated by the Goat without difficulty. This again demonstrated the excellent drawbar pull characteristics of the Goat. It also highlighted potential capabilities of the vehicle for towing additional loads in the form of military trailers coupled to a pintle on the carrier body. During this, as well as all previous demonstrations, military personnel were encouraged to drive the vehicle in order to obtain evaluation comments. The final demonstration of the tour was conducted at the U.S. Army Artillery Board, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. At Fort Sill, the Goat operated down a rock wash into a heavily wooded section where it could demonstrate the short turning radius in a restricted area. In addition, open country was available to permit relatively high-speed traverse of rough terrain and extended slopes. Today, Gamma Goat is being subjected to further studies and tests to develop a productized design which maintains the mobility characteristics of the prototype and which emphasizes utility, versatility, and simplicity. The comments received from military personnel during the tour have been of significant value in establishing this design. Off-the-shelf, proven hardware, arranged in a straightforward manner, makes this unique productized configuration capable of fulfilling the military need for a general-purpose, highly mobile 1 1/4 ton vehicle.